What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Your boy Domuto. We are back with another video. Today, we are watching the Geek for Fun. What if Goku was in DC Part 21? Alright, now y'all need to get y'all water, juice, soda, whatever y'all drinking, get your snacks ready. This is an hour-long video, about 57 minutes, but you know what it is. And y'all came here for it, and I'm ready to get into it. I ain't trying to waste no time. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Trying to get to 1,500 by the end of the year. Let's go.
I won't die here. Even if you destroy my body, what I fight for will live on.
And we'll kill that, too. Maybe I'll use your mace to do it after I pry it from your charred corpse.
We'll kill that, too. It's crazy.
The battle had been raging for over an hour. Hawkgirl was ambushed while flying over the redwood forests. Blackfire had knocked her down to the forest ground, and she'd been attacked left and right by traps from Nimrod the Hunter. Flying out proved impossible because of the close quarters created by the trees and the intense gravitational forces generated by black mass. Kendra's vision blurred as blood dripped down her face. Her mace swinging arm was useless. There was nothing she could do.
This should wrap it up. Time for a big one, then I'll take my souvenir. So very kind for a broken little bird.
Blackfire cupped her hands together and fired an energy blast that tore through the cave, expanding and completely engulfing Hawkgirl. But she wasn't focused on the blast. No. Her mind was only on one thing. Her family. The birth had been complicated, leaving the child weak. Manhunter had taken the boy to the stars, finding help back on Thanagar. Kendra chose to stay behind, as the growing threats were too great to ignore. And now, she was never going to see her baby again.
No, goddammit!
The blast vanished, then was replaced by a burning aura around Hawkgirl. She had broken past her limits at the cost of her body and absorbed every last drop of Blackfire's energy.
You want my mace? Fine!
In a burst of pure rage, Hawkgirl's mace slammed against Blackfire's jaw, creating a new crater deep into the earth. Nimrod and Black Mass were completely off guard. They never expected Hawkgirl to be capable of something like this. With nothing but pain and fury in her mind, Hawkgirl darted towards the two, and in a circular spin of her wings, sliced them both in one quick motion, ending them. Blackfire rose from her crater, eyes flaring with anger.
You damn thief! She said you'd be dead already! This isn't fair! I'm the most powerful Tamaranian!
You're nothing. The energy you shot at me is a drop in the ocean next to a Super Saiyan. Look up a legend,
Next to
bitch.
a Super Saiyan, okay.
Blackfire bit her lip, then charged at Hawkgirl in one desperate attack, meeting Kendra's full mace swing. Blackfire fell to the ground, dead. Hawkgirl looked up as rain fell down on her face, washing away her blood.
You taught me that one, Kakarot. Never give up.
You should have for this one.
A lesson that has cost you dearly.
Kendra's eyes bulged, and her hand went to her throat, feeling the blood pouring from the gash in her neck.
Who was that?
Talia al Ghul had used her sacred sword to cut Kendra's throat. The cost of her pawns failing was an expected sacrifice.
Talia. It is too late to stop me now, but listen carefully to the voice of the Legion of Doom. My Legion. You are the first to fall, but you will not be the last in our war.
Fuck, it's Talia Abdul. That's Abdul's, whatever that nigga named daughter. Alright.
The mood was somber as Martian Manhunter walked through the doors of the Hall of Justice, days since
When
Kendra's
they go tatted.
demise. Diana approached the Martian, preparing to tell him the tragic news.
I've known for days. Our soul-mind connection traversed light years. The League lost 2 members. Her death was my own. I can't.
Diana brought John into a hug. They would grieve for now, but there was still work to be done. Heroes and villains across the world were vanishing. Kendra was the first body they found, and the League needed to get to the bottom of it. Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom headquarters, the daughter of the demon addressed the rousing complaints about the seeming failures of their efforts. Her reply began as her father had taught her, with force, as she slammed the mace of the deceased Hawk Girl onto the table like a gavel, breaking the solid metal sheet like it was glass.
You bicker before me and complain about results, about petty victories. A member of the Justice League is dead, and you cannot even comprehend that is but the smallest victory we've achieved.
What results? My kingdom is still recovering from your demonstration, and you only have a bird to show for over a year of toil.
That is hardly all we have to show. Our mission revealed the weaknesses of the Prince. The Lunar Lab's teleportation technology is now within our hands. Technology we can now use to come and go from the League's Hall at will, thanks to the efforts of Nigma. Your display has revealed to us the limits, or lack thereof, of the Super Saiyan form. Information we were able to exploit during the attack at the White House. Any grievances with that can be taken up with President Superman. A grievance you can now enforce, because we have peered into the mind of Wonder Woman to discover their every weakness. Hawkgirl is merely the first of these so-called heroes to fall. She shall not be the last.
Fine, your tactical moves are of note, but what is this building toward?
Our final move for control shall begin now, Dr. Isley. Let us take control of every mind on this planet.
Taking control of them all is the only way to save Mother Earth. Our goals align. The fruits of my labor are yours to share.
Back at the Hall of Justice, Kakarot was using his key sensing to try and track down the missing heroes. At first, Diana had asked Vegeta to use the same power he tapped into in Gateway City, but the prince was still too inexperienced and lacked the proper focus.
It's fine, buddy. I'll do it and walk you through so you can learn too.
I don't require your assistance, clown.
See, you just close your eyes and feel them up. I can find anyone like this. Who am I looking for, Diana?
Both Green Arrow and Jason Blood have not reported in for days. Arthur's brother
they
has
got
also
Green
vanished
Arrow
from his
too?
prison
Damn,
in
what the fuck Green
Atlantis.
Arrow do?
The martial artist
They can just shoot
described
arrows.
every sensation he was experiencing in vivid detail, encouraging the prince to try and attune with the natural energy of the planet and join him. Begrudgingly, Vegeta attempted the same, but he was having trouble clearing his mind while being frustrated standing next to Kakarot. Something was off. All he could feel was a gleeful, unbalanced chaos approaching. He tried to go deeper and identify what this key was, but then the Saiyan began to...
What's funny?
What? I wasn't laughing!
A massive knock pounded on the Hall of Justice door. The League broke their concentration on the two Saiyans to see Harley Quinn standing at the front door. The clown had a large letter she was waving back and forth over her head. The League surrounded her in an instant, Green Lantern encasing the gymnast in a solid sphere. After suffering one loss, they weren't taking any chances.
Harley, you were making progress. Joker's been off the map for a while. You've been improving. What's going on?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked me, man. Mr. J and I are back together, and I've never been so happy. He was really down after the other B-Man died. No offense or nothing. He just sucked compared to old Grumpy. But now Mr. J is so happy. We've courted a group of new friends, and it's all for him!
To everyone's surprise, Harley pointed to Vegeta. The prince rolled his eyes in annoyance. He'd grown tired of the tricks of these low-level Earth villains. But his attention was captured as Quinn began to read the letter she'd been holding out loud.
Hear ye. In honor of the great prince of the Saiyan people, my love Mr. J has sent this here resume to be a part of your royal court. I'm here as his beautiful assistant to present you with his cover letter and credentials from the desk of the Joker. Your Highness, I mean this of course in the royal sense. It has come to my attention
how rudely you've been treated while visiting our quaint little planet. I simply cannot allow it to continue. To think a member of the monarchy sat away in squalor? The shame this has filled me with is immense.
This nigga on dick.
But don't you worry, for in good old Gothamshire, I have prepared for you a proper court, fit for a prince. It is my most humble request that you come grace my new friends with your presence. And if you would do me the honor, take up residence within our grand walls. Extend to me the grace to live out a true dream of mine, and I would be most ecstatic to serve as your jester, my liege. Attached to this letter, please find my credentials, which I'm sure you will see are both humorous and regal. Yours forever, the Joker.
After finishing the letter, Harley then handed the prince a packet of photographs, each one of them containing a shot of the missing heroes and villains. The League was tense enough as is, but dealing with whatever Joker had planned was the last thing they needed. Still, they were the Justice League. However, Kakarot suddenly felt a great disturbance across the world, one that sent a chill down his spine.
No! Mogo?
A gigantic tremor was felt by the heroes, as across the entire planet, massive roots were emerging from beneath the ground, tearing apart cities, ripping tectonic plates in half, and releasing mind-controlling spores that blanketed the people unfortunate to breathe them in. Kakarot informed the rest of the League what was happening, and the connection to Mogo.
Wait, Mogo popping up all over the universe was you? That explains that. What the hell are they doing? The Mogo I know would never lose control.
Their key! It's so... poisoned!
Ivy, is this part of Joker's game?
What? Red's acting up? No way, B-Man. I ain't even spoke to her in months. Mr. J and Red don't even like each other.
So someone is using the other to split us up. Smart. Annoying, but smart. What's our next move?
We are besieged on all sides, but that has never stopped us before. We shall divide and conquer. Flash, Green Lantern, and Mira, I ask that you combat these roots across the planet. Protect the Earth as best you can. Kakarot, you must return home. Save your friend and stop Ivy's madness.
If Red's trying to mess up Mr. J's big day, then I want to come and help stop her.
Got it. What are you three gonna do?
We shall deal with the clown.
Of course I attract the attention of a weakling. This'll be over in no time. Do not forget our vow, Kakarot.
Yeah, I won't.
On Kent Farm, Cassandra and Gohan were demolishing legions of constructs from the Mogo tree. The foes they'd been challenged by over a month ago now fell before the students like training dummies. But Mogo was no longer training the children. The planet was attempting to kill, as it protected the malicious poison ivy inside a dome of her new branches and leaves that served as a command point. After Cassandra slammed an enemy with the Ryujingu Bang into one of Gohan's energy blasts, the pair were relieved to see Kakarot appear on the scene. Kakarot told Harley to do whatever she needed to stop Ivy, as he prepared to fight his way to Mogo through the army of constructs.
I'm on it, Mr. K!
The clown winked at Kakarot and began to jump and flip her way over and around the army, making quick progress towards Ivy, while the three warriors formed up and charged forward. Cassandra and Gohan continued their combination attacks as Kakarot began to charge a Chaos Cannon to cut right to the heart of the tree. Since mastering Super Saiyan, his power was no longer halted, and this was his first real chance to let loose and go all out.
You better go all out, boy.
Cannon! Oh no.
A measly puff of smoke shot from Kakarot's fist as
poison.
he felt his arm seize up and a massive weight build on his chest. He'd thought he'd pushed past it. He thought that mastering Super Saiyan was enough to hold back the virus. Leo had claimed going Super Saiyan was hastening the virus, so if he could eliminate the strain of Super Saiyan, it should have slowed the progress of the virus. And Kakarot had been right, but the damage had progressed too far. Super Saiyan, or base form, didn't matter now. The virus was destroying his heart at the same rate.
Oh, the budding demons had said to expect this. A bit soon, but expect it all the same. Mogo, sweetheart, bring him to your mistress.
From the earth around Kakarot, a massive
Gohan,
root
do
shot
something.
up and enveloped him. Gohan and Cassandra were surprised by the sudden failing of their master and were caught off guard as the root smacked them both across the farm while bringing Kakarot directly into the tree.
When I talked to Mogo, they said that there's a direct connection between the seed and the planet back home. If we can determine where that connection is and disrupt it, then we can stop the constructs and save Mr. Kakarot. You're better at the sensing thing than me, but I'm the only one strong enough to break the connection. Cass, I need you to show me where to hit it.
Cassandra focused her mind and felt the massive amount of life energy emanating from the tree.
He said, I need you,
within
baby.
one small root, she could sense a connection, like a wire stretched across the universe. She pointed to that spot, and without hesitation, Gohan delivered a surgical strike which unbalanced the two. The constructs were stopped.
Hey, Red! Listen, I know the whole supervillain etiquette thing is kind of vague at best, but Mr. J had something big planned today, and I just can't let you ruin it for him.
Harley, how are you? Wait, you're back with him? Again?
He's been so sad ever since B-Man died. I think he's really making a positive change with this Vegeta guy. It'll be better this time. He hardly even hits me now. Come on, Red. Those kids already stopped the glowy army. This is over.
He hardly hits me now.
It hasn't even started. Lucky I have you, my little peach.
Ivy cupped her hands in the Kakarot's mouth as he coughed up blood. The villain breathed on the liquid, and it began to writhe. Bacteria mixed with her pheromones and spores, gestating something unnatural. She poured the pulsating mass onto a low branch of the Mogo tree, where it caught and began to drip. The liquid hardened of the branch, forming a skin-like shell, and grew into a massive fruit on the mighty tree. It ballooned in seconds and ripened before dropping to the ground behind Gohan and Cassandra as a putrid grey hand burst from the fruit and a Saiyan crawled out.
Oh, fuck no.
Let us introduce you to my newest baby. I call him Turles. If an army is nothing compared to a Saiyan, how about a Super Saiyan?
Ugh, how garish. These colors don't match with Saiyan design at all, and the crest is upside down.
Not really the point right now. You realize he's not legit and this is a death trap, right?
Of course, but he could have at least greeted me with an armored squadron as is customary.
Oh no! No, no, no! I can't believe so much is wrong right away!
1,000 pardons, your majesty. I will have your new servants rectify things immediately. First, the colors. Next, the crest of my liege. So embarrassing to have gotten it upside down. But please, just understand there was no one around for me to ask. Luckily, this lovely piece was handcrafted by the finest artisans from across the land, all in tribute to you.
The Saiyan crest hanging high above the room began to spin around, briefly revealing the Joker standing in a doorway behind it. Dick, without a word, shot off towards the old foe. But before he could be aided by Wonder Woman and Vegeta, the next trap was sprung. A massive mirror lowered from the ceiling, and Diana somehow found herself caught on the other side of it. Alone, she checked her surroundings, only to see Mirror Master with a massive grin.
And as far as an armored squadron meant to greet you, well, I'm happy to report, dear Prince, that is just what I have in store.
From the mirror dropped the missing heroes and villains, Joker's court. But there was something wrong with them. They looked pale and seemed to do nothing but giggle. The entire court was completely under the Joker's control.
Now that's a Saiyan royal welcome!
Batman was pursuing the Joker, a tale as old as them both. Dick had had nightmares about this, now literally stuck in Bruce's old game.
You've never been interested in other heroes before. Why start now? I thought you'd retired. The British novelist gig didn't pan out. They are pretty harsh critics.
That was fun for a while. Yes. I actually did contemplate leaving all of this. You had things under control, and my time had passed with pointer ears the first. But then I saw New Hope. And well,
New Hope.
I couldn't resist a good laugh.
You can't fight a Super Saiyan Joker. This isn't anything you've dealt with before.
Oh, little Robin, you never did understand. I fought
Little Robin.
Batman. The rest of this universe is an Elvis impersonator next to him. A fat one at that. Oh, I know how to make you understand. Let's have you fight a real Batman!
Oh, fuck, man.
Vegeta's fist smashed into Guy Gardner's toothy grin, sending the Emerald Knight hurtling to the ground. Green Arrow and Merlin fired two miniature anti-metahuman bomb arrows towards Vegeta's blind spot, but the prince caught them both without even turning his head. The Royal Flush Gang was met with a surprise as Vegeta threw the arrows in their direction, then struck each and every one with a single rapid blow while they were launched into the air by the explosion. Orm charged at Vegeta with his trident, but the same was too fast, diving under the attack, then launching a kick directly to the Atlantean prince's jaw. Azrael, Knight and Squire all tried to rush the Saiyan, but were blown back as Vegeta pushed his ki out from his body in a shockwave. Jason Blood laughed manically at the display, to which Vegeta responded with an instantaneous kick to the gut, but the Jokerized Blood didn't stay there long enough to take any serious damage. Gone, gone, O form of man!
Arise, the demon, Etrigan.
The demon threw Vegeta back, causing the prince to smile.
You seem to have your senses, despite your disgusting exterior.
The Jester holds no sway over me, but I know that hell is your destiny. I shall vanquish you for my own sake, to ensure that no more souls will be yours to break.
Stating the obvious in rhyme. Everyone on this planet has a damn gimmick.
Orm, King Shark, and Shining Knight all stood beside Etrigan and cackled enthusiastically at the approaching Super Saiyan. Dick pulled a detached fang from his shoulder and injected himself with one of the Joker toxin cures he kept on his belt. Man-Bat lay beaten on the ground, But the Dark Knight was worse for wear, covered in cuts.
Yeah, I definitely didn't miss this.
Let's see if we stop your arms working this time.
Babs? No, hold on!
Dick ran as fast as he could, faster than he ever ran before. The rooms around him started to twirl, but he fought it off. He had to stay focused. He had to save Barbara from that maniac. As he got to the end of the corridor, Batman saw a lone wheelchair, with what looked to be a red-headed woman sitting in it.
Barbara, are you okay? It's Batman.
No! You aren't! You are Batman! You're not my Batman! My Batman's gone.
The clown prince of crime wiped his brow, and then straightened his appearance.
Sorry about that. Still too soon. But it's the truth, kiddo. You're never gonna be the old man. You care too much. He would have checked for a trap on the body first. God, I miss that paranoid pointy-eared bastard. Now then, the real show. Ooh, I'm nervous. Wish me luck.
Damn, Dick.
No, you're too kind.
You let the Joker do that to you?
let's
I'm
get
sorry, I've been
to
into
it.
the story if I haven't been talking.
Vegeta's muscles bulged as his aura expanded in a dramatic display of power. Every one of his foes was feeling the pressure from his energy, that then manifested into a
That nigga
sudden
Joker
flurry of
crazy.
key blasts, striking each of the Jokerized metas with pinpoint accuracy. Then, the blast wrapped around them, morphing into rings of energy that bound their limbs to the walls.
Vegeta possesses power greater than before. How is the prince continuing to soar?
Because Vegeta's time is over. You may call me Super Vegeta.
With a snap of his fingers, the energy bindings tightened, then exploded. He'd been careful not to kill any of them. He knew Diana wouldn't let him hear the end of that. But he was still enjoying his new power. Besides, beating them to unconsciousness was fun, but the restraint and control he needed not to kill the weaker ones was excellent training for his new form. The Saiyan took a deep breath, then exhaling, as the energy drain still took it out of him. Vegeta continued to journey through the castle, glowing neon arrows serving as a guide.
So, my liege is finished with his day at court. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Worry not, your majesty, your jester awaits. So sorry to make you come to me, but I've something special staged for you down the halls. Perhaps some foolery while you wait? Your people love battle, to enforce your will, your strength over another. Let me tell you about the unstoppable force of chaos and merriment, meeting the immovable object of determined grumpiness. Our battles were grand. We fought for the very soul of Gotham. I killed a son of his, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Crippled the daughter. I took from him everything I could take. And he still never gave in, that stubborn beauty. I see that same will in you, which is why I built for you this court, arranged for you this challenge. You have the spark. I know that if anyone can fill the void Batsy left in this world, oh well, it's you.
Vegeta tuned out the clown. He focused on trying to find him by closing his eyes and sensing out the villain. Joker's energy stood out like a spotlight. The prince went deeper, trying to see if he could glean anything of what Joker had planned. But touching that crazed mind sent something back to the prince.
Oh, so intimate already. My, it's our first date. This reminds me of a joke. So, a prince is feeling rather down, so the king calls on the jester to help cheer him up. And the jester comes in on his unicycle, juggling flaming torches one-handed while playing a trumpet. But the prince still
Where the fuck happened to Broly?
So, the jester goes the old faithful well of physical comedy. Starts pratfalling all over the place. Knocks over a dozen knights like dominoes. Even manages to land face first in a pie. Prince's mouth doesn't even budge an inch. So, the king sighs and motions to his corpse. They bring in the guillotine, and suddenly the prince is all giddy. They hold the jester down, and believe me, he is screaming by now, begging for his life. And that gets the prince to start laughing. Finally, they chop off the jester's head, and it rolls right to the feet of the prince, who is now doubled over, crying tears of joy at the way the jester's silly hat managed to stay on his severed head. You see, the moral of the story is that comedy isn't hard. Comedy isn't hard, no. It's all in the execution.
The prince had to jog himself out of the fit of laughter. Something about trying to read the Joker's energy was all wrong. It pushed back. But there wasn't a need anymore, as Vegeta rounded the final corner and saw an extravagant scene. The Joker stood in the middle of the room, holding a switch. On either side were two large cases covered by red curtains.
Good morrow, your highness. I begin our fated dance with a true classic. Choose one to die. The prodigal son dressed in his father's skin, or the one girl you've shown any respect to.
In front of the clown prince was a switch,
Aww.
a simple device that required but a flick to make one cage or the other fill with boiling acid. Mirror Master's cackles echoed in the endless void he had trapped Wonder Woman inside of. Despite being corrupted by the Joker, Mirror Master had enough sense to follow the instructions not to engage, only to remove Wonder Woman from the battlefield. Diana was unfazed. She was a fast learner. Barry had been the first to show it. Wally had mastered it, and Kakarot now showed her you didn't need the Speed Force. So she concentrated and began to vibrate her arms at super speed. It took a while to find the right frequency, but all of the multiverse ran on sound. And Wonder Woman was a poet at heart.
Do you know why I wear these bracelets? Why every Amazon wears them? Because long ago we were held in bondage, but broke free of our chains. We wear them to remember our past,
Shut
to
the
make
fuck
certain
up,
that
my
no
friend.
Amazon shall be caged again!
With the power of a pantheon, Wonder Woman crashed her bracelets together, and from them hit the exact frequency of multiverse stability. A rift opened in front of her, leading her to the space she was taken from. Mirror Master tried to catch her, but this time Diana was ready, and took down the cackling fiend with a quick chop to the neck. Mirror Master was no longer a threat, but Diana wanted to know exactly what they were dealing with, and prepared to wrap him in the lasso of truth. In another part of the castle, the same prince walked cockily up to the scene he'd been presented with, the Joker leaning on the death switch before him.
So this is what you do. Set up cowardly traps and sit back to watch and laugh while this planet's heroes struggle with what to do.
Oh, you wound me, dear prince. Does not all this effort do the least bit to flatter you? I promise, it wasn't easy.
I quite liked fighting the monster, I'll give you that. The rest were pathetic. But I have a question. If I have to choose someone to die, why not you?
Vegeta, no. It's never that simple with the Joker. You have to listen to me. He weaponizes our win conditions. Choose me. I do this by choice. That girl doesn't deserve to be here. Just pick me and he'll lose.
And be blamed for another Justice League death? Please. This clown's whole plan is to make me look bad, to try and prove I'm not as good as all you heroes. Well, you know what? He's right. I'm better. Better than you. Better than Kakarot too. I'm not going to have a Batman killed like he did. The fool here is clever, but he doesn't truly comprehend the mind of a Saiyan.
Well, to be fair, It's a bit hard, seeing as they're all dead and whatnot.
Wonder Woman had given Mirror Master enough time to recover and collect himself, the lasso freeing him from the effects of the Joker's toxin. Still, the mental damage was intensive, and Diana grew even more disgusted at the perverse madness of Bruce's old arch foe.
Evan McCulloch, I promise you, I will ensure you and all those victims affected by this game are healed from these vile effects. Help me stop the monster who did this to you. What is the Joker's plan?
He wants to die!
Hera, no. Vegeta!
Joker smiled
Kill
at
that
Vegeta
nigga, man.
as he leaned on the switch, and Vegeta smiled back. Their eyes met, and then Vegeta vanished, now holding Joker by the throat, far away from the switch. Batman and the girl were safe, and now the Saiyan Prince would make sure this clown could never hurt another
Yeah, kill that nigga,
soul.
bro. He used to be.
Any last words?
It's all a joke!
The clown's head hit the floor as Wonder Woman entered the room. Diana looked at everything before her and cursed herself for not reactivating the armor's restraints on Vegeta.
Oh, now you're here. To lecture me, I suppose. I saved your friend and that child. He couldn't play with me the way he did with the rest of you.
It was the same with Lex. You did precisely what he expected of you. The Joker just exposed your redemption is a joke.
The fruit-powered Super Saiyan grabbed Cassandra by the cape
Everybody
and
shaved,
smacked
dude. Shut the fuck
Gohan
up.
with her. Then, Talos was right on top of the boy once more, and smacked his jaw up into the air. Superboy shook the damage off, but his
Like, how many
eyes
innocent people
widened
had the Joker
as
killed
Talos' arm continued to follow him,
for being alive?
morphing into a ki-infused branch, similar to Kakarot's Ryujingu Bang, that crashed against the hero's confused defenses.
Gohan!
Cass, run! This guy's as strong as Mr. Kakarot! I can try and hold him off, but you've gotta run!
No!
Brave one. Should have expected Batgirl to have some guts. You know, that's why Mr. Kakarot likes her more than you. Let's see what those guts look like on the fields.
Talos charged at Cassandra, who was unable to react before the Cloud somersault picked her up and carried her to safety at super speed. Talos turned back around, wanting to continue the chase, but was smacked into the ground by a sudden kick from Gohan, the plant monster breaking the roof of their barn.
Quick! You need to lead! Get back up! Get Superman! The Justice League! We can't fight him!
No. He is our master. We save him.
He's got Mr. Kakarot's power! We can't beat that!
We can. You can. I'm going in.
The Cloud somersault flew into the air and weaved through the many plants, striking it away. Cassandra was going to rescue Kakarot, her father, no matter what. She needed Gohan to get his confidence and save them both from that monster.
That girl ran. Must have given her too much credit. What about you, Superboy? You ready to beat up Daddy like a real man?
You are not
Of course. That weakling is just a fuel supply for me. You know, he's got a whole lot more power inside him. Won't use it for some reason.
Me, on the other hand.
A fruit grew on the Mogo tree just as the two Saiyans were speaking, and Talos jumped towards it,
Super
ripping
Saiyan
off
2,
the
Gohan,
branch
hold on now.
and taking
It's
one
coming.
bite from the fruit.
I'm done with you! You're fake. You're a copy. You're just here as a tool for Luther.
Inside the tree, Ivy was watching the carnage erupt with a solemn expression. She wasn't enjoying this, and her child seemed to have taken on her worst traits of sadism, amplified by a Saiyan's natural killer instinct. Still, it was needed to save the world.
Red's not paying attention to me, and now I can't even see Mr. J's big plan. This stinks. He was so excited about it all. Back to his old self. He's not hitting me in the face anymore, so I look good for the cameras.
What? Why?
Whoa, hold on, big guy. You ain't in any shape to talk. Doctor's orders.
Why do you let him be so mean to you?
Well, it's just that...
That you're too smart to see how stupid you are, Harley. What excuse are you gonna make for him this time?
Harley and Ivy erupted into another argument.
You gotta worry about him no more.
Argument they'd been having for years. This time, however, it served a greater purpose, as Cassandra Kakarot was able to sneak inside the command center and get close to her master. The Shadow had managed to sleuth her way here, but was unsure of how to proceed. Her master was clearly the power source for the Thales Gohan was fighting, but Cassandra couldn't sense any direct connection between them, just an intense amount of pain coming from Kakarot's heart. It was then she realized what she'd have to do. But she hesitated, not sure if she had the strength of will to act on it. She only saw death as a way to stop this. Like always, she remembered Shiva, and then, with all her might, struck the Saiyan in a specific point, stopping his heart. Kakarot's hair fell down into his base state, and on the battlefield, Thales saw that one of his fruits growing on the tree rotted and fell to the ground.
Better end this quick. Looks like my son just went down.
The plant Saiyan hybrid tried to exert more pressure on Gohan's head, but he wasn't the only one who noticed the fruit, nor understood the implication. Suddenly, Thales' foot was ripped away, cracking like a twig in the hands of a true Super Saiyan.
Mr. Kakarot needs me! Get out of my way!
Tough talk, kid, but I've still got enough power to take you down.
Trees are the longest living organism on Earth. That appears untrue.
The remaining defenses of the Mogo tree stood no chance against the young Saiyan, as he blasted through them straight to Ivy's command center, ripping a hole in the wall and interrupting the two's argument.
You killed Mr. Kakarot!
What?
What?
Gohan struck like a speeding bullet and punched Ivy to the other side of the room, doubling the mistress of Mother Nature over in one blow that ripped right through her body.
No, me. I stopped his heart.
What? You what?
Gohan was lost in his anger now, as he flew straight to Cassandra and held her against the bark of the tree. His power surged off the charts as his eyes narrowed, the faint crackle of lightning barely making its whispers heard over the roar of his power. He couldn't think. None of this made any sense. His rage was greater now for some reason. His outburst was purer, as if mastering Super Saiyan and allowing himself to feel had actually made his rage that much more volatile.
Oh, shit, okay.
The Luthorian Gohan screamed at him to finish it, but the Kakarot in him told him to find balance.
Please, Gohan, let me heal.
The boy's anger faded as quick as it came, and Gohan was shocked. What he was about to do, what he'd been capable of. He looked around in terror as Cassandra caught her breath and continued with her original plan. She'd have to be quick. The average person could only be revived about a minute after stopping the heart. She had known that Kakarot could likely last longer, but how long was a mystery. Cassandra had faith, and with another strike, slowly but surely, Kakarot Kent's key signature was able to be sensed once again.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't control it. I just...
Aww.
Oh God. I'm so sorry. I could have...
Gohan.
Hey, don't worry. It's not your fault.
Hey, yo, nigga.
What? What's happening?
Suddenly, a massive screen turned on the back of the room. It displayed a split image. One, a live newsfeed from the channels all over the world. The other, a pre-recorded message from the now dead Joker.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sad to say that it's time for your favorite clown to have his last laugh. I'm leaving you all now. I know. It hurts to see your most cherished comedian depart this mortal coil. But I simply cannot go on without my true soulmate. But worry not, it's not all doom and gloom. I just want to take this chance to thank my esteemed colleagues. Your little Legion efforts over the last few years set the stage for this, my greatest performance to date. And to our men and women in government, you do this country proud. Granny Joker always said, leave 'em rolling in the aisles. So I've got one last joke for you all. And trust me, this one will kill you.
Probably.
The news cycles began to cycle in time with the madman's laugh. The roots from the Mogo tree all over the world. They showed heroes falling to the ground in fits of uncontrolled laughter. The spores being released from the branches turned from green to a sickly purple. The streets of cities all over the world filled with people collapsing to the ground in laughter. The Saiyan Prince watched it all happening before him as those around him fell to the same fate. He was so certain he'd outmaneuvered the clown. That Joker had cowered on heroes, always sparing his life. To Vegeta, this killing seemed like the only just one in his life. But Diana had been right. She was always right. He'd done exactly what they expected of him again. And it was going to cost this world.
Oh, shit. The Sands? All the Sands.
Cassandra realized what was happening from her experience with Joker Toxin. She ran over to Harley, hoping there was some way to stop this.
Harley! Wait, y'all aghast? Red, did Mr. J ask you to help or something?
The tree. My spores, they've been changed.
Ivy reached out for her connection to the green and felt what was happening around the world. Her spores, designed to control people, to turn them into drones, had been corrupted and altered on a nanoscopic level. They'd become the most widespread version of Joker Toxin the world had ever seen.
Shit.
Joker was dead, and he was taking the rest of the planet with him. The world was erupting into a last laugh. Ivy told Harley everything that she felt. The clown looked shocked. She and Ivy were immune to the toxin, but she had no idea this was Joker's plan. And that's when Harley realized that her pudding was dead. Otherwise, he'd never take out his audience. She would look the other way for a murder, even help commit some for him. But to choke the whole world like this? Now that just wasn't funny anymore.
Red, we gotta stop this!
There's no way. Even if I wanted to save the leeches, I don't know what the chemical cocktail is. I could produce an antidote, but not without knowing the toxin's makeup.
You were right about him. I see it now. He is killing the whole world. But you're not. We can do this together. I know the formula.
Harley lifted the recovering
Harley
Ivy
Quinn.
from the ground, and the pair got to work on saving
Joker
the world.
said, fuck it.
Harley smiled at Kakarot, if it wasn't for his simple words, she may still have been too far gone to help save the world. So she helped Ivy understand the Joker's toxic formula, and together, the two created a cure that unraveled it all. The two shared a kiss, as slowly but surely, the world stopped laughing, and could breathe a sigh of relief. The injury from Gohan and exerting herself on this scale had taken its toll on Ivy, and the villain had to wrap herself up in a cocoon-like canopy of leaves to heal. Harley carried the plant away before the heroes could recover and stop them. Kakarot was brought onto his feet by Cassandra, and the two made their way over to the solemn boy, standing near the pool of green blood left by the tailless creature, staring into it and seeing only a monster looking back at him.
Not your fault. Power hard to control.
I've been there. It's something you can balance, Gohan.
Not this. Not what I am. I really enjoyed my time here. Cassandra? Mr. Kakarot?
You're scared of his own power.
For just a little while, I kind of forgot what I am. I thought I could be like you two, but I'm not, am I? I'm like Turles was. A thing. An imitation of a person.
Gohan, you're my son.
I'm not. I'm subject GO011152213477. I'm Lex Luthor's creation. I'm his Superboy. Goodbye.
At a speed faster than even Kakarot could follow, the Superboy flew into the air and left his adopted home.
Aww, come on,
In the
Superboy.
aftermath of Joker's last laugh, the world healed, the death toll being far lower than the apocalyptic scale should the plan have succeeded. The Justice League was also now aware of the other threat that had taken Hawkgirl from them, and what was behind the increase in supervillain activity. A legion of the world's greatest supervillains had been formed, and the League had to prepare for what could be their doom.
Superboy. I assumed you'd be alright.
Yes, Father.
It was a gamble leaving you with Kakarot, and it seems teaching you how to turn off your Super Saiyan form left you as unstable as my research predicted. Still, we can work on undoing the New Age misguided teachings he's gotten into your head. Report to Mercy, and she can prepare a tank for you to rest in.
Thank you, Superman.
You're always safe in my control. Now leave.
Superboy left his father's office, leaving Luthor alone to stare out of its window. He took a moment of silence before resuming the recorded conversation on his private screen.
So, are you inviting me in on all of the fun then? Oh, I love a good party.
You and Miss El Ghul are the only ones I could trust to know about my influence behind the assembling of the world's greatest criminal minds. Her, because of her vision for global rule. You, because you're so crazy no one would believe a word of it.
Oh,
This
Mr.
nigga ain't dead, of course.
President. Oh, what if the papers find out about all your dirty talk?
Hilarious. But truthfully, they're getting out of hand. They've gotten off track, and now want to turn the world into mindless drones. I don't want to rule over that. I need you to do what you do best. Be the wrench in the gears. Cause some chaos, and stop the Legion of Doom.
Oh, now that sounds like fun. I'm in. But I will need something. From what you've told me, this goes bigger than my humble skills can handle.
What do you need?
Can a neighbor borrow a cup of highly advanced nanites?
Oh, shit.
The president stopped the recording. He had underestimated the Joker. The clown had been suicidal before, but he could never predict how far things would get out of hand. But in the end, the plan succeeded. Lex's Legion was back under control, and in line with where he wanted them to be. The Justice League was weak. Mastered Super Saiyan wasn't going to save Kakarot, and his pet experiment was back in the tube he'd been born in.
I believe there's something inherently dangerous when something real becomes mythic. Because when faced with a myth, we can't win. So the mythic must be exposed for what it is.
What the fuck?
Nobody gets in Luther's way.
What the fuck you had to... Alright.
Hey, it's me, Goku! Looks like Jenny is pulling me into another crazy adventure. What's she up to now? Next time on Dragon Ball DC, The Mystical Adventure.
Now then, monkey, let the true horror show begin.
Alright, the Doom. Okay. This was fire. This was fire. I'm still wondering where the fuck Broly went. I think they need Broly. But whatever. This fire. Damn. It was so much going on. Okay, Joker's not really dead, I guess. Ivy helped out with Harley Quinn. Okay, they were kissing. Okay, I like that. When the fuck Goku gonna get past this heart virus shit? Damn, this nigga been dealing with this for a year, for about a long ass time now. And Vegeta, whatever. Anyway, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Shout out to the Geek for Fun for this video. Check out the last chapter right here, and 2 more chapters left, man. 2 more chapters left, bro. I can't wait to see it, man. So I'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.